Alright, getting ready for round 2 of my League with Budget Amulet. So before things got started, I was really considering whether I want this expedition map with only the 2 sagas. And that's a tricky question. The thing is, like, sagas, there's so many situations where I want to grab expedition map, and also, like, I sometimes find myself zooming opponents' sagas. So, like, I don't know. It's tricky. Maybe it's not worth it, but I just feel like it's such a inherently powerful card in a deck with Saga. I'll keep this. It's a little bit tricky since we're a little bit less threat light than sort of like a Karn version, and currently Talaria West can't be transmuted with this hand. But on the other hand, with this hand, we are representing a turn 3 Titan if we do draw it, because of Castle Garenbrig. So, like, if you want to think about it, like, Castle Garenbrig, Arboreal Grazer, and Amulet each represent +1 mana in this hand. Grazer is either +1 mana, like by getting an extra land drop, or it's +1 mana if you have Amulet out with a bounce land. So it's the same amount of mana whether you hold the Grazer or not. So I think it makes sense to lead on Grazer. If our opponent has something that removes Amulet, I don't want to give them the chance. Oof. Explorer's not a bad draw. So there's kind of like a tricky decision here of, do I want to reveal the cavern or not? I have a bounce land if it gets Spreading Seized. And if I want to Titan next turn, I have to, with counter backup, I have to have the cavern in play. This may be wrong because it means we can't make like a Dryad uncounterable immediately, I guess, but like we can always bounce the cavern, replay the cavern. Like I'm kind of expecting Spreading Seas on cavern here and then bouncing the cavern. Okay. Let's see how our opponent feels about Azusa. Azusa resolves. I'm going to put a T-West into play. It now, This is tricky. Very tricky. We will have more tools post sideboard because we will have the trackers and the Thrun. Helix on Azusa, okay. Not exactly sure what our opponent is doing. I think I'm gonna get an Urza's Saga off this Talaria West. I mean, there's an argument for Valakut, too. But I don't think this Dryad is gonna stick around. And I think if they had Spreading Seas, they would have already played it. So my plan is here to Urza Saga, make 2 constructs, and then get an expedition map. And if they, for example, like Teferi minus on the Urza, we just attack our Dryad into the Teferi. They bounce Dryad, okay. Well, if we're making Construct, we can only play 1 Dryad this turn, and I think we want to make a Construct, so we will play 1 Dryad this turn. I think since I have the 2nd Dryad, it makes sense to me to grab a Valakut off this expedition map. And I'm doing this before combat to try and prompt my opponent to cast a Solitude. Because if they cast a Solitude, then we can play this. If they like tap 5 mana to cast a Solitude, or if they, you know, Supreme Verdict, then we can play this Dryad and then kill the Teferi. That's a lot of white mana. Solitude, okay. Really unsure about what exactly our opponent is doing. Because they have a lot of basic planes in play, which is abnormal for blue-white control, to say the least. And they don't have a companion. They could be like planning on Blood Mooning or Magus of the Moon. What is going on? Fury. Okay. But they don't have Kahira. I guess I'll pick up the Cavern. might want to replay it on, you know, something else. Let's say if I draw a tireless tracker, I might want to play it on human. If I had just one bounce land in hand, I'd hold it, but Battered Skull, okay, so they are a Stoneforge Mystic deck, at the very least. Chalice on 1. Okay. I'll trade my Construct tokens for the Fury. I think I'm okay with that trade. Oh, I can't do math. That doesn't work. Doesn't matter. Okay. Play bad, win anyway. So gonna get a Talaria West and a Slayer Stronghold. I guess they only have one card. They can't Solitude us. But I still think these are the just two best cards to grab. I guess Talaria West doesn't do anything because we can't really transmute. And they are going to equip the Batter Skull to the Fury, which is a little bit scary. I might have just missed lethal this turn too. I'm not playing my best. Okay, I guess it is Sunhome. Urza's Saga. Yeah, so now the Batter Skull gets equipped to the Fury, which is a problem. We can make our Titan trade here. So we need to get white mana. I guess I'll just get Valakut. The double block on the Solitude is definitely costing us? Bone Crusher. Okay. A lot of equipment going on. So they can equip the Batter Skull, which gives the Bone Crusher 7 toughness. So I think we want to just leave the Construct token back to be able to potentially block and kill the Bone Crusher. I guess they can equip both. Okay. Well, we really need to draw a Dryad. Might just be losing this game. Karn would be a great card, but we don't have that. We'd be in a lot better shape if I didn't just throw away my constructs for no reason. Game. Okay, so opponent is like some Jeskai equipment deck. So I think I want Dismembers and Nature's Claims. Pretty similar to that other matchup. And cut the Grazers, cut Map. I also think I could cut Radiant Fountain here. Cut a Pact, since they're on the Chalice plan. Cut Mizuza. Yeah, I mean, I played that game poorly, so... Definitely punished for not making the best plays. Gotta live up to the username, though. If I don't punt occasionally, then who am I, really? They could be doing some... Maybe Foundation Breaker is also something I'm interested in. I think it's okay to do this. I think that makes sense. They're not like a Saga deck, I don't think. Hopefully no Chalice on 0 this turn. But after this turn we can Pact in response to a Chalice on 0. I'm doing this because if they are dealing with the tracker, then they're not dealing with the Titan. Probably. We got a clue. My opponent has a lot of basics, and I'm not in the mood to just die to Blood Moon, so I think I'm going to get Forest Valakut here. This screams fury at me, so... Play the land. If they're gonna answer the Dryad, I'd like to know. Okay. want to change anything? Maybe this is too many Nature's Claims. Is Summoner's Pact better than Nature's Claim? I don't know. We got the 4 trackers. I think I gotta mulligan this. Well, this does... If any of these was land that I could play on one, it'd be a good hand. Okay, I'll keep this. I'll get rid of Pact. Maybe Nature's Claim. Dismember is good because, like, I feel like a big way we lose this game is, like, Caldra Compliat. Where? Okay. There's an argument there for Vesuva on Forest with Blood Moon being a thing, but I think I want to play the Dryad. So, yeah, Dryad. Sure. Could Summoner's Pact for Tireless Tracker here. I think that seems unnecessary. I'm not going to play the tracker here, because if I draw a tapped land next turn, it's good to play the tracker with the tapped land, and I don't want to just like lose it to a Bone Crusher Giant. Stoneforge Mystic, okay. Now the question is, do I want to dismember the Stoneforge Mystic or the Cauldron Complete? I think I want to dismember the token. Because that turns off future Stoneforge Mystics from being able to get the tokens as well. Guess I'll just get Simic, Talaria, bounce, Vesuva. There's an argument for getting Dryad here, but I don't necessarily want to get blown out by like a Solitude on the Titan. So I think I'll just play Tireless Tracker. Make sure I get my land drop. Yeah, I mean, we knew they had... Or no, that was last game. We knew they had that. Okay, there goes Tracker. Blood Moon. Well, we can pact for Foundation Breaker. This plays around Solitude a little better. Yeah, so definitely made a mistake game one. But games 2 and 3, we were able to sideboard into this more mid-rangey strategy, and Tyler's tracker was quite good. So, yeah. Alright, see everyone next round.